When trying to figure out how much a new home construction project costs, you might have heard the advice, just multiply the square footage by a certain number and that's going to be your cost to build. But that's actually only part of the story, and it really leaves out some of the biggest variables that affect your budget and your bottom line. So whether you're a real estate investor or builder or even a homeowner looking to build their first home, I'm going to walk you through a real world approach and actually a simplified approach to estimating new home construction costs without the fluff and also with accounting for all the variables. What's up, everybody? My name is Brandon Lindsey. I'm a builder, rehabber, and the founder of the Rehabber's Playbook. We help real estate investors and builders with real world tools, training, and support to help them level up their projects. And today I'm breaking down what it really costs to build a new construction home without all the fluff and way beyond all the simplified answers that you're going to get from other contractors and maybe even other builders. You're probably trying to figure out what it costs to build, but all the numbers that you're hearing do not make any sense. Some people are telling you 125 per square foot, other people are telling you 175 per square foot, and nobody's really bringing up the topic of site prep or demo or GC fees. And you know deep down that all of these make a difference in what that cost is actually going to be. You can't afford to guess, of course, but you also don't want to overcomplicate it. So how do builders actually go about figuring out what their new construction project's going to cost? So I'm going to break it down for you. We're going to talk about cost to build. That's a very important thing. But we're going to talk about site preparation. We're going to talk about GC fees. We're going to talk about all the factors that are actually going to go into your costs so you can take on new construction projects with a lot more confidence. Now, remember, I don't have a lot of time here, and I'm going to do my best to give you a simple approach, but also make it as effective as possible without going into, all the real nitty-gritty detail. But I'm telling you, what we're going to talk about today should at least give you a really clear picture and probably answer a lot of the questions that you naturally have as a real estate investor or builder that you know are really going to go into the costs, but aren't brought up in those conversations that you're having with contractors or builders at networking events or you're phoning a friend, right? We're really going to give you all of the detail in this video. All right, so let's first start with talking about your cost to build, because this is a huge number. It's an incredibly important number. And with everything we just prefaced this video with, it is still one of the most important things that you need to determine. Your cost to build is, of course, a cost per square footage that should cost you to build a new construction home. So if it's, let's make numbers easy, $150 per square foot, you're building 1,000 square foot home, it's going to cost $150,000 in your cost to build. Okay, so this is a huge number, but what we're going to do in the rest of this video is talk about the nuance of it. Okay, so we all know how to, find this number to the best of our ability by asking other builders, asking other investors, phoning a friend and a contractor, like I already mentioned, to figure out kind of what that range is in your market. All right, so step number 2. Number 1, we talked about your cost to build. You need to know your cost to build. But number 2, or your potentially the most important other thing to determine here, is your site preparation costs. This is what I call everything outside of your cost to build. Okay, so let me paint a picture for you. You have 3 lots, okay? Somebody brings you 3 lots. One lot is completely ready to build day 1, right? No special approvals needed. You might have to hook up utilities. The lot's cleared. There's no houses on it. You're ready to build day 1. Lot number 2 has trees all over it. You have to clear it all out. And there's also a special approval that needs to get done, right? You need a variance or you need a conditional use permit or something in order to build on that lot in that city or county. Okay, so that's lot number 2. Lot number 3 has a house on it. You have to take down the house and you need a special use permit as well. Now, if you look at these three different scenarios, all three of these are going to have a different cost to build if you include the clearing, the demo, the special use permits, all in that cost to build, right? So one might be $125, one might be $150, and one might be $175 per square foot to build on. That is not the purpose of a cost to build. The purpose of a cost to build is to isolate everything that is stable, that is consistent amongst all three of those projects, and then isolate everything else that is going to be considered site preparation. So site preparation includes things like clearing, demoing of houses, special use permits, like a lot of the things I just mentioned. Utilities is a site preparation cost because some lots, if you're removing a house, actually already has some utilities run up to the property line. So you have to isolate everything that's going to be different amongst different projects, and then everything that's going to be the same amongst different projects, right? Now, I should have prefaced with this as well, but this brings up a very good point. The purpose of this is to make a system that's strong for you, okay? So this is another reason why your cost to build, if you ask other builders, is going to be very deceptive. But of course, like I said, in this video, I'm going to tell you how I do it. And the way I do it is everything that's going to be a typical construction cost for a new construction house is going to be in my cost to build. Everything that's going to vary amongst different projects is going to be in site preparation costs. I'm going to isolate those, and then I'm always going to know what my cost to build is, and then I'm just going to add or subtract site preparation costs. All right, so again, to kind of summarize that and simplify that, you have your cost to build, that's number one. You have your site preparation costs, that's number two. So if we go back to that original example, right, I said $150 per square foot for 1,000 square feet, $150,000 for the cost to build. You figure out that this lot needs to be cleared, it needs a special approval, and it needs, let's say the house needs to be taken down, right? I'm going to give you a lot of site preparation costs on this example. Let's say that costs $50,000, right? Well, that's $200,000 now for your costs on this new construction home before adding in these other variables that we're going to talk about in a second. All right, next thing for you to consider is GC or management fees. Incredibly important. And again, why a cost to build number is incredibly deceiving. If you went to a custom home builder and you ask them what their cost to build is, almost always they're going to be telling you that their cost to build includes their GC fee. So they might be building at cost at $125 per square foot, but they're actually giving you $150 per square foot as their cost to build. Again, this is why it gets really confusing. So make sure when you are analyzing your deals, when you are estimating these costs, that you include a GC fee. And this typically ranges, the average industry range is somewhere between 10% and 20%. With new construction, it actually starts inching back down towards that 10 to 15% range. Okay, but trust me, there's plenty that will charge you 20% as well. So you have to factor that in. Are you doing the project? Are you managing it? Or are you going to hire somebody to do this? Or are you going to have an in-house project manager who's going to manage the project? Whatever it is, you have to factor this in to your costs. All right, next thing I want you to do after, utilizing your cost to build per square foot, after determining your site preparation costs, after factoring in any management fees, the next thing you have to do is account for your level of finish, right? Not every house is built to the same level of finish. There's high-end houses, low-end houses, mid-range, right? So you have to work up and down on a scale in your market that you're aware of for low-end and high-end homes. Okay, so for example, for me, I know low-end is somewhere at cost at $120 per square foot. High-end is going to be somewhere like $130 to $135 per square foot. And depending on the level of finish and what product I'm trying to bring to the marketplace is where I'm going to end up on that range. Okay, so this is very important. And I understand that if you've never built before, this is going to be difficult to determine because you're already just trying to figure out a cost to build. Now I'm telling you have to go up and down on a range. But I'm just giving you the basics. I'm giving you the process that you need to build over time as you build more houses. And you can be asking builders in your area, of course, what's your build at cost, right? They might say 125 on the low end, 135. Ask them these questions. And remember, what I'm trying to do in this video is equip you to have better conversations. So now when you're at your local RIA and you run into a builder and you say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I'm about to build a new construction home. What's your cost to build? They say 125. You don't just say, thank you, have a good day. You say, does that include management fees? You say, what level of finish is that, right? Are you including site preparation? Are you including utilities, right? By the way, the answer to all of those is probably no if their cost is 125 per square foot. But you get my point, right? So I'm trying to equip you with everything. And in addition to everything we already talked about, I want you to factor in level of finish. I want you to always know that this is part of the equation. It's going to go up and down on a range, probably at $10 per square foot, $5 per square foot, at most maybe $15 per square foot. It can change from low end to high end. So you have to be aware of this, have to factor it in, and include this in all your conversations. All right, we're going to really wrap it up here. We've talked about a lot. Let me talk about something incredibly important that I cannot end this video without talking about, okay? We're giving you all these tools, right? All these different things that you can understand a cost to build number with, right? Site preparation, is that included or not? I recommend isolating it, right? GC fees, is that included or not? Remember, it's 10 to 20%, right? I can go back through everything, right? Level of finish. But I still want you to run a full itemized budget, please. You cannot just take these numbers and run with them. You can take them and make bids with them, right? You can take these numbers and start making offers with them. But I'm not telling you to go to war with them. I'm not telling you to go into the project without itemizing your budget. And I understand if you're watching this video, it is likely, again, I really hope or I think that there's some experienced builders who are going to watch this to see how I estimate new build costs. But if you're new, I understand that you might not know how to itemize a budget. Now, I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to give you a scope of work template for a new construction home / a budget template, right? Kind of the same thing. I'm going to give you a template of all the items, all the scopes of work for a new construction home, the way I break it down. Okay, I'm going to give you that in the description. I'm going to give you a few things in the video description here. But also, I want to help you out with introducing you to Rehab Valuator if you've not seen Rehab Valuator yet, or if you've not heard of it. We have built templates into this software for new construction homes. We've built out budgets, templates, scope of work templates, all in this software that you can use. Better yet, we've built out schedules in this software for you. So if you jump on this software, and look, this is not my software. This is just what I teach and coach people to use because it's such a great software. But I've built templates that are in this software that are for public use. The owner, the builder, or the developer of the software, Daniel, big builder, he's done it as well. And you can use this as a roadmap, again, not only for the budget, for the schedule, and for the scope of work. Okay, so check it out. I'm giving you a lot of advice here because I still want you to itemize this budget, and I understand you might not have that roadmap, and I'm trying to give you that roadmap. All right, so that's everything I have for you, and I really hope this helps. I really think it should help, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. You can reach out in the comments anytime. I read them. I would love to answer, and we can even connect, and I can help you out as much as possible. I love teaching and coaching this stuff and just helping people as much as I can. Okay, I told you I was going to give you a bunch of stuff in the video description, and honestly, as I was making this video, I was adding things into the giveaway here. The giveaway, not even a giveaway, but anyway, I'm going to give you a 14-day trial for $1 to Rehab Valuator, okay? I have a link that can get you in for $1. You can try it for 14 days. You can check out the templates for new construction in there. I guarantee you're going to love it. And if you're building a new construction home, this can help you. Okay. Number 2, I told you I would give you a template for a new construction budget and scope of work. So I will add that in the description. And always in the description is going to be a link for you to get signed up with the Rehabbers Playbook if you want to join. We talk about new construction all the time, and I know it's called the Rehabbers Playbook, but new construction is a huge part of our business. As a matter of fact, since we started the playbook, I know many people in this group who have gone from rehabbers to new construction builders and are swearing that they're never going back to rehabs. And honestly, I get it because I feel that way all the time. Once you get into new construction, you're going to love it. You're going to not want to go back. All right. So a lot here for you. I hope it helps. Let me know if you need anything from me. Keep building. I'll see you on the next video.